Joe, can you give us the prospect other than obviously McLean that you really don't want to see go in a trade?
I didn't want to be boring and just be
Right.
like Carson Bench because he might be the opening day center fielder or left fielder. I wanted to go a little deeper, and I was torn here, Connor, between Elian Pena, and the reason for him would have been, well, they just signed him for a whole lot of money. He had a really awesome first year, but he's an
Yeah.
18-year-old that hasn't come stateside yet. So I don't feel like you're going to get value as if, let's just say, a year or two from now, where he establishes himself here, he gets to the middle of the minor leagues, and now he's, a potential huge asset. Now I think it would be almost selling low in a sense, because teams are just going to say he's so far away, we can't give up a frontline guy for a deal based around Elian Pena. But I'm going to go with AJ Ewing, who I ranked number 6 in the system when I did my update at the end of the season. And the main reason I'm going to do it is we're talking about the Mets needing a center fielder and looking into the marketplace for center field help. Center fielders don't really exist in baseball that have a chance to both hit and play defense.
Lost art.
And yeah, it is. So when you have one, think Pete Crow Armstrong a few years ago, hang on to the center field profiles. That's what I think I would try to do, knowing that they're not all going to work out. But AJ Ewing broke out this year in a huge way from somebody that just missed my top 30 at the beginning of the season to being ranked number 6 now. He hit 315, OBP over 400. Doesn't hit for power. If you're watching on YouTube, you could see he hit 3 home runs. And I think the next step in his development is getting stronger and not necessarily turning into a home run hitter, but just impacting the baseball more. But you're buying bat to ball, you're buying pitch recognition skills, you're buying speed, athleticism. He could play, truly can play center field up the middle. He stole 70 bases this year.
It's
I
nuts.
think I think Ewing is a future everyday player. And one thing I really love to see at the winter meetings, when David Stern started talking about prospects in the system, he's always talked about Carson Bench. He's always talked about Jet Williams. He's always talked about the pitchers, McLean, Tong, and Sproat. This was the first time that I heard David Stearns in a public forum mention AJ Ewing as a piece of the Mets' future. So the former 4th-round pick has really turned heads with the Mets and has made significant growth since they drafted him. And now he's just outside the top 5 in the system for me. And I would not be shocked if we get to mid-season and he was cracking top 100 lists in some of the major national publications.
Joe, I know he was a 4th-round pick and he just
Mm-hmm.
turned 21 in August, but was he someone that they had to switch around and bump the bonus a little bit to get to come out? Because usually a 4th-round high school pick that's already succeeding like this, it's just not every day that you see this kind of trajectory is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was a little over slot. He wasn't
Nothing
significant
crazy.
like we've seen with guys like Trey Snyder. He wasn't like $1 million
Right.
kind of signing, but he was over slot. Some of these guys, they're ready to turn pro and don't really prefer to go to college. And I think Ewing
We
was
didn't
a
come to
guy
play
that
school.
no, did not come to play school. The all-time quote. But yeah, Ewing, I think it was someone that was interested in turning pro. He got more than slot value, and the Mets are reaping some rewards on him becoming just a notable prospect. And whether that means he is a future center field option for the Mets or he turns into a significant trade chip. I wouldn't trade him right now because I want to keep my
Right.
center fielders, but it's something that is just a benefit to the Mets going forward as they build out their roster and organization.